Hey everyone, Merja here. It's great to be here with you today. Welcome to today's live Q&A session here on the INFJ INFP Healing Group. Thank you for taking part. As always, it's fantastic to be here with you. So let's get going with this week's questions. So question number 1 is from Mari. Last Q&A, you talked about the subtypes of the Enneagram 2 and how we can value and make use of our particular subtype. You talked about the sexual or one-to-one type of the 2 as being very intense and how you used it to go deep and learn about different subjects. That was the very first time I heard that take on it, and it felt so true to me being a sexual or one-to-one 2. So I wonder what more insights you may have on this specific subtype. I would love to hear. Okay, so this is a very general question, so I'm probably going to give you quite a general answer, but things to remember about the sexual subtype of the type 2 on the Enneagram, or what's also called a one-to-one subtype, is that we tend to be quite intense, and the intensity is really related to our passions. They're kind of related to what we're obsessed about. We're quite obsessive in our approach in life. So we're really interested in going deep into anything. So rather than calling it the sexual subtype, I like to call it the one-to-one subtype, because the one-to-one kind of shows that the intensity in which you go to any topic or with any person in any relationship, it's very much on a one-to-one basis. So it's like you put all of your energy and all of your focus and all your motivations towards a one specific thing or person in your life. So for me, the one-to-one 2 is very, there's a lot of the intensity naturally brings about a depth that that a lot of people call obsessive, whereas with some other with some other types there isn't such an obsessiveness, and obsessiveness can be, of course, positive or negative depending on what kind of connotation you want to put on it. But if we look at the positive obsession, we're really looking at things like really becoming a master of many trades, being able to hold conversations on a deep level with all kinds of people from all kinds of different backgrounds and so on. But if we look at it on a negative space, the obsessiveness can become overpowering or overwhelming in your life, where your obsession to have that one-to-one connection either with a person or a specific thing can become very it can overwhelm your life, and it can feel like you're never doing enough. So for example, for myself, because I love things like, I love my work, which I hope is very clear. I also love the people that I have in my life, my immediate inner circle and the circles outside of that. As well as, for example, for myself, I love the horses, I love the outdoors, I love exercise. And I can't, if I look at all of those different aspects, so let's just say I have 4 or 5 different aspects that I really love, there's no way I can fully put myself into any one of those aspects. So as an obsessive type, or as a one-to-one 2, I need to understand that there are certain physiological limitations that I have in relation to these things all of the things that I love. So I need to be realistic about how much of this passion I can actually put into any one of these things, at any given time. Because, for example, right now we're really busy with work. We're helping people all around the world to come to terms with and to empower themselves through this COVID-19 situation. And so we're putting a huge amount of effort into just talking to people and just, getting to getting the information in front of them that really will make the biggest difference in the shortest period of time, so that we can keep ourselves kind of floating. We can keep our heads above the water. So yeah, so for now, for example, I can't focus so much on exercise. I can't focus so much on the horses. I can't, there's only a certain amount of obsession or passion, whatever you want to call it, that I can put into any specific direction. So for me, as an obsessive type, and anybody else who relates to this as an obsessive type, and this isn't just type 2s on the Enneagram, this can be any type or any person who identifies as an obsessive type themselves, that that you acknowledge that you are that is your modus operandi. That's naturally who you are. Don't shy away from it. Don't try to hide it, because people do pick it up anyway. They might tell you you're really intense, or you're super like you're always so deep and serious and stuff like that. But it might actually just be that you're an obsessive personality type, and the benefit of that actually is that you will gain a lot of knowledge in a very short period of time, that you actually will naturally have a lot more knowledge on a wider repertoire of topics, as well as going deep. So this can be a challenge. But one thing that I would say for any obsessives out there like myself, understand that it's a gift, but it's also a curse. And just because you understand something doesn't mean that you've actually learned it. So in order for us obsessives to really learn the lessons in life and put things into, actualize what we've learned, we have to put things into action. And there can be a discrepancy between the amount of information we're taking in and the amount of time that we have to be able to put those things into action. So just understand that there's that discrepancy, that you can feel like there's not enough hours in the day, or that, you just want to learn everything and you just want to change everything, but you can't, because you're physiologically, there's not enough time, there's not enough energy, but also you can only integrate so much in any given day that you're not then able to because of physiological reasons, you're not able to integrate everything that you learn. So have patience for yourself for the fact that you're learning at a higher speed than you're actually able to implement. So, and that's where the inner parenting really comes in handy. So if you haven't already checked out the learning units in this INFJ, INFP healing group on Facebook, then go ahead and check those out. Those will explain to you what the 4 people within really is. The other place where you can find a full ebook on the topic is if you go on to merjasumilov.com, merjasumilov.com. And on the front page there, you'll have an opportunity to sign up for the ebook. And if you read the communication that you get from us carefully, you'll notice that we'll also pop you onto our mailing list, so that you'll be able to get the kind of the weekly continuation work from the ebook as well. So so that's something I would really recommend that you go and do if you don't know what the 4 people within work is, because with an obsessive personality, setting boundaries with yourself is so important, and having those 4 people within to come together to set boundaries with each other, hold each other accountable for what they're doing, and then moving into the same direction, that will actually maximize your ability to learn as an obsessive person, to learn, to implement whatever the information that you've taken in. So that's what I would say about that, just in a short. This is a full workshop, this topic on the obsessiveness and the one-to-one personality types on the Enneagram, or the subtypes. So if you have more questions, I'm happy to answer, but it is please know that it's not something that we can just do here on live Q&A. It does take a lot of learning, and if you have more questions around it, or you want to go deeper into it, get in touch with us, and we'll at desk@infxproject.com, and we'll set you up with a mentor that is relevant to you and the most suitable match for you. It's all about your your own personal actualization, your own integration journey. So yeah, get in touch with us if you want more on that.